Anybody else have any input or they want to ask any kind of question as to what she just mentioned?
Some people just were born to
Yeah.
uh to burn the world down.
Mhm.
She said the toxic something they are the best one them.
What's that?
Flush. Never
What's
flush
that?
some holy water. Never flush some holy
What's
water
that
When you say
over
the
one?
it.
toxic, when you say the toxic
What did
thing,
Flush
he
they're
some holy
say?
water
different.
Well, the toxic.
When you say the
are the best
toxic,
one.
I
mm-mm,
don't
mm-mm.
know, but
Like
I'm
Okay,
not
like it
Jamaican
have
men
gonna lie.
love
something in like,
toxic.
well, a little bit, me let
I'm
me
not
finish.
gonna lie. Righteous is
Something
kind
in
of
like it
true
was different. Hey,
because
Righteous
I
man.
realize like
a question.
women, some women, man, I gonna put all women out there. They're like um them find joy when a man say, "Hey girl, me lick you with that tool before board. If me
Yeah,
find you
man.
with other
Oh,
one."
anything
No,
that you can do.
no, I
I
don't
never
think,
Yep,
said
that's
all.
for
I
sure.
never said
man.
Hey,
all.
I
What
think that
I
is that is
do,
that is that is
So
from a trauma response. I
yeah, man. I
that's
want to
a
fly through window,
mental
man. All them.
sickness. But
trauma
let
response.
me tell you what females really like, and I think this most female like this, right? They do like a guy that is more masculine in certain
Yeah,
sense, right? Like a tuggy tuggy
Yeah,
vibes here.
masculine.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when him say like yeah, argue with him about a point, and with just a look for you, and then like him just funny up and say go sit down man. Like and that females kind of like that. Some females though, or in just grab you and just hold on, say easy yourself, man. Like females like that. But to say the man lick it down with a two before plyboard or whatever, that's
I did
dangerous,
not
man.
mean literally. I was just giving an example.
so I have a question now to the person who just said, Mark Keller. I want to
Yeah, that's
understand something.
me.
So basically,
So
you ladies know. Sorry, yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So, yeah, basically, I make the point say, if we feel to be toxic, we not gonna be toxic. Or we not gonna push you to the limit of. I mean, no, all
no,
right,
listen.
at least some females then. Just let me finish up point here really quick. Like,
Go
the
on.
female will need, I mean, know exactly what you're talking about, you know. Me personally know exactly what you're talking about when they say, yo, woman need a certain level of aggression, and some of them are a certain level of me know say I go look on it and see a strength, but woman literally test man to see if them can overpower them. And then raise the bar if them see say them kinda get close for you overpower them raise the bar like you have to raise your bar. I've been around females like that many times. Where you have to raise the bar to make them understand say yo, don't feel like man a idiot. And some of them would have literally need if it get physical. And it's like that a turn on for some of them, some more understand where that a come from. Is it a
Like
sense of need for protection in a woman or need for protect lion or I don't know where it come from? And is it
so
like something yeah, sorry, go ahead.
that's okay. To answer that, female, like I said before, females do like masculine men, like those tuggy men. And the reason for that, I think, is because females, remember, there is different type of energy. There's feminine energy and there's masculine energy. And these days, females are mostly in this energy where they're doing everything for themselves. They're just doing everything round the clock. They're just being the man for themselves, right? And because of that, females have a tendency to once a man comes in the picture and he's behaving with that dominance, they tend to kind of be attracted to that because that's not what they've been getting before. Um they notice
Mm-hmm.
that they're no in that way where like this is my man and he makes me feel as if I feel protected. One, he knows how to handle me because when I'm in that energy where I feel as if I'm overpowering him, per se, he knows how to say, listen, I'm here the man, I had a man. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't go to all females. I don't think all females like that. But some to most females do like that because to be honest, females really and truly like a man that is willing to lead. Like he's willing to just take the wheel. Like she's driving for 20 odd years of her life. She's driving, and he's just like Park the car, man, and move out of the front seat and go by yourself. I'm gonna take that wheel, yeah. So that's what females like. I don't think we all like that toxicity, but 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 I do know that based off some trauma in their lives, if females like when man put their hands on them, something is really wrong. If females like when a man talks to them a certain type of way, something is really wrong.
Yep.
As a female, I do not argue with men. I do not argue in my relationships. I believe that we can have a civilized conversation. And if you raise your voice at me, I'm going to tell you to tone down because I'm not shouting at you. We're just talking. But females do like that. Some females do like when a man put them hand on them. It is not good. It's probably their father used to abuse them. It could be a case where they did not have their father, so they don't know what a man is. Um, it could be a case where could be a lot of cases. Like I said before, to be Stockholm syndrome where they were in this toxic thing before, and that's what all they know from their little to know. So it's a lot of things. A lot of things. But I think it's
Yeah,
something
that's
that
true.
people need to unwind, like to see what the problem is. But because you're so lost in that, you don't know how to identify the problem or where the source of the problem begins. And I think that's where everyone needs to work on
Yeah,
where did this problem started.
that's true.
Well,
That's
if you
true.
ask my opinion, a while ago you said something, Mark, where you say when mean a certain energy, you know how to kind of tone the back down. And I
Yeah.
guess that I guess that mean at the time when you are test him, when you actually are show your badness, your level of whatever you are show. I mean, no, there with different people and different class of people and what have you, but
Yeah.
to the extreme levels where the badness culture and the gun culture and the killer culture it exalted in Jamaica, and you have so many women will see that embrace that. That are the part of me feel like it brings validation to violence and crime and criminality and you know what I mean abuse and all these things. And I believe to that
Yeah.
level there, I believe to that level that it is very destructive
It
and it is
is.
very unaddressed. I think it's very unaddressed in our culture and in our country. I've had arguments with my colleagues already, and at that time I was an officer of the law in Jamaica. And this man and multiple of my colleagues one day on a lunch break was arguing with me and say, yo, girl, forget boxing at them face. And me I
Mm.
say, yo, John, and the
Yeah.
grounds me I tell you about, them girl, them youth here, in have education, and everything, but at the same time, a argument, them a give me half and half away, like, so my argument say, no, and yes, and I think it is just the same, it's a reflection, right, through the society over there today in Jamaica. You know what I mean? I
And
believe that culture there very bad when it comes to like, oh, we validate bad man and badness, and I believe the attraction to that make female
mm.
I try to level up with bad man, and it's like when them get a little humble youth more time now, them take him to complete idiot and styling, and them something that nah go help the culture. I mean, I don't know, me just feel like that and addressing in Jamaica.
and that's why guidance counseling was important in school. I don't think it's there anymore. But that's why guidance counseling was important in school because with these generation, what's that?
There, guidance counseling is still in schools
It's
from
it is
basic to tertiary. It is, but
That's
I
good
think
to
it's
know.
more or less
than
because
before
yeah,
because before when I was going to school, guidance counseling, they have that one hour session. I think it's per
they
week or
do
so.
they do. I think what they call it right now. My son goes to high school. The word is not just that coming to my head right now, but they do have those sessions as we speak. But I don't think the kids are even going to classes like that.
I think that's a problem. So basically,
That
what
is
I'm
it.
saying is the generation. I think based on or some of our generation before I'm not that old, but generation. Um, certain things we uphold. There's certain things that I grew up with my dad. My dad was not always around because my dad is abroad, but I grew up with my dad. I wouldn't wish my mother and my father, they're married, but I don't wish my relationship with anyone to be as a relationship that is in their relationship. Because I highlighted that. But I feel as if everyone needs counseling. That's what I'm saying. Counseling is so important because every teenager, from you reach grade 5, from grade 5 going up as a boy, you need counseling. Like individual counseling, not even as a general classroom type settings. Counseling at home where the mother and father to father counseling. The father pull his son aside and talk to him about certain things like how to treat a girl, how to handle certain situations. But I feel as if because Jamaican men do not know how to actually father, so the same toxic behavior that they have, they pass it on to their kids, and the king passes it on to their kids, and it goes on to generation, and it just becomes one big toxic cycle that will never break. Right? So it starts from the home. It starts from the home where you talk to your son or your daughter saying that this is how you should be treated, or the mother talks to their kid about how to treat a person. Or these days I realize that kids are not getting up for the so you take a public transportation, right? Back in the days, you see a elderly person come on the bus. Normally a nice to go school boy would I get up and get the elderly person their seat, right?
Right,
Mhm.
These
yeah.
days they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Like them just sit down, you see the old lady coming in with her stick and you just are looking at the ear like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't respect their elders. There's just a lot of things where I think we need to fix. As females, as males, and because we don't talk about it as the society goes on, and it's something that we try to ignore. This is if we don't ignore it, it's just that we see it as a problem, but we don't think it's a major problem because the major problem is what fixing the roads, stopping the violence in certain society, certain areas. Those are the major problems. But these things are what is contributing to the issues that um the country's issue. You're not speaking to your kids. The other day, this taxi man, I guess crashed into someone or somebody hit his car, and he was angry. He come out of the car and start mashing the person's car. Like these anger, they need anger management, they need counseling, they just I don't know how to explain it, but I think Jamaicans on a whole needs a lot of things and it just needs to be fixed. And I think it takes one person to fix it or a whole group of person to fix it. And I'm just rambling on, guys. So you can just cut me at any given
No,
time. Just
What I was saying is that Markela pulled some points and it only leads to ask the question, do you believe that the state of person's mental health right now contributes towards, the anger or even just the crime rate overall?
I think it's a breakdown of what do you call it now? Let me explain it in my term. It's a breakdown from in the 90s coming straight up to the 2000s. Um but then you have some kids who didn't have certain parental guidance back then. So they grow up with so much anger. You have so many of them who went to juvenile centers and then straight from juvenile center straight to prison because of behavioral behaviors. Um they leave prison, come back on the road, they don't know nothing else but badness. And then I'm speaking for male and female because I've seen it before with females as well. I think it has something to do with background, parental backgrounds, and if it's not parental background, then them have a lot of issues dealing with. But it comes from the home for me. I don't know if anyone wants to, you know,
yeah, I believe hate is
I believe
not you're
straight from
not
the
born
home.
to hate. It
Yeah,
comes from the home. You are not
Yeah, and then they come into the schools and contaminate other kids.
yes,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
You're never born to hate. You're never born to be angry. You're never born to
No.
do all of this. These are
That's
emotions
true.
that were taught to you, and you see it firsthand in the home.
Yeah. Because notice how when babies just born, they're happy. They don't know anything about being unhappy, and then they start growing up now and seeing society out there. Um, mommy and daddy fighting, so I'm so angry, and I want to go to school and take it out on everybody else. And you know, and that's where it starts. So definitely from the home, then to the school, and then from school out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Peers,
I agree.
peer
I
pressure.
agree.
Oh,
Because I
Yeah.
come
name
from
it.
a very good home because my parents are still married and living living good. So because of that, I want to be in a healthy relationship so that my child can see what love is and emulate that from me.
Yeah.
So it really starts from the home. So when a child sees how their parents treat each other, they will go out into the world and emulate it to others. So if they're treated bad, they're going to show it. If they're treated good, you will see it. So I
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah,
definitely.
and sometimes also single parents or a single parent in itself is something that contributes to that as well. Because
Single
if you're
parenting.
Yeah, so if you're in a home with your mom only and you don't see your dad, your mom works three jobs. So in the morning she makes breakfast for you, send you to school. You don't see your mommy till late in the night. So you don't have that bond that you're creating with your mother as well. Because she has to put food on the
Yeah,
table to eat, she has to make the bills, she has to pay the bills, ensure that you're okay. And she feels as if she's doing enough for you, but she's not understanding that because you're so young and you're such a sponge that this is not enough because she's not giving you the love that you deserve. And I think that's also a problem. And same with fathers, single fathers as well. They go out, work, come back in, them go bar, probably release them stress or whatever. They don't have time for their kid. Or the kids outside of the bar with them and they're them around, they look outside and joke them and they think it's okay. So everything actually starts at home. And I think we have to fix that. And then once we're able to fix that as a society, then these kids will be unstoppable, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna touch on the topic also, some points that Markila made. I think males go through it a bit more, like the negative effects because of society. People always say, man no for cry, them for just go through them. And so I
Mm,
think them really know how to deal with certain situations.
mm,
Them more accepting to like a woman expressing her emotions or what. So
I don't
Make
I
mostly
don't
for
think they
Jamaican
understand when
men.
a woman that expresses their emotion because they don't know how to comprehend that what the female is feeling. Because
yeah,
I believe, like I always say this to people, remember, God in the Bible, the female is the neck and the shoulder for a man. The man is the head of the household. And that head, it has so much pressure. That's like he's going out, he's making the money, he's stressed out, and he comes back home. I don't feel as if, as a wife, you should be nagging your husband 24/7. If he's not doing what he has to do, you have to nag a little. Don't get me
true.
wrong. But
Mm,
when he comes home from work, you can see and you can feel, you can sense because you are one, you're no one with this person. So you can sense if something is not wrong and asking the simple question like, how was the day at work? Sometimes a man needs someone to talk to. Or if you know your partner, you will like, okay, I'm gonna need 5 minutes, make him go bed, get him dinner, and then he can talk about him there. And he just needs someone to just express himself. But then I think that's the problem. Because we don't allow men to express themselves because you find them soft when they're trying to express themselves. Um, that's just I don't know how to say it, but
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you
true.
said the right things.
That's facts, though. That's facts
Yeah,
for
that's
real.
true.
That's really facts because I would like to have someone that I could like, talk to, not only just, you know what I mean? Because men are also, well, we're not as emotional as women, but we do have our moments when we need someone to talk to. And we would love to confide in our woman. You understand? We want that's what women are made for sometimes for men to confide in their woman, you understand, their secret keepers, you understand, stuff like that, and whatever them feeling, they should be able to express how they feel. And men should be, and we are also trained to what you call it, to keep in our feelings because we are men. You niggas ain't supposed to be complaining. We ain't got time to hear all of that bull crap, Sharif. You know what I'm saying? Like people we were made to keep quiet, and like if we're going through, if somebody punch us in the face, we should just go home, just take that. You get punched in the face, big deal. If we can't say it hurt, can't say it a bad way, can't say we can't sleep on this side, just suck it up until it heal itself, you see me? But a lot and that mentally affects us because we can't be able to say, Jesus, this hurt, I don't like this. But as men and the society and the way how society set up things to is that men shouldn't complain. Men should just shut up, bro. Just take it,
Yeah,
dog. You see me?
true.
Yeah, and but we need that, yeah, and this is where counseling, we come back to counseling. That's why a lot of Jamaican men need counseling. So when the word counsel comes up, they're like, dog, me don't need no counseling, man. Me good. The most effective, the most used words from Jamaican men are me good, man. Me good,
Mm-hmm.
dog. You see
That's
me?
true.
Men will die saying them good. If a man are dead, them say them good.
True,
You see
true.
me?
I feel like no, I really want to put the
Yep.
mental illness discussion. Like personally, me have a very, very, very serious loss in my family last few months ago as a result of the mental illness and how unaddressed mental illness is. And it has really adversely affected my family. You see what I say? It made the news where I basically lose two brothers in a one day, 6 months ago. And it
My
it
condolences.
My
yeah man,
condolences,
thank you
man.
very much. It completely tear up everything inside of me. But my thing
Mm.
is this too. I have a brother with mental illness, right? One of the most loving kind little youth we can ever meet. That take off him straight anybody, any day. Very humble.
Mm.
Who humble mother said like type of people that tell you just you can't you idiot where you are. You know you can't give your last and something that sense there. But
Man.
I remember him develop mental illness because he did get a cut on him at the SBA at high school and I try to help somebody do them SBA and them never have the right equipment and him lose a finger and him never end up got champs and him goes good at champs and from that him just in a depression and apparently it affect him over the long term. But
Mm.
my thing is this
Depression.
from all of that time we reach out to every ministry, we reach out to every politician, everybody who could have reached out to find out how we can get him the right help. You know what I mean? While it's a develop. Remember I reached a stage where we'll find a private place and put him into one. We search the whole country and find a private place, put him in a Portmore or Elsha, them just have a big house, then put every type of level of mental, because him they just kind of have certain things that act up in their mind, but him never
Mm.
reach a certain stage. And then put him in a room where them show one big pretty room, say, well, I'll give him that room the 15, and then when we give him phone and everything, I want to reach out to him, the man in a room mixed up with some people and completely mad with woman, man, mix up everything. Them now have running water. Them give them like next to nothing
Mm.
and all of that. I would have to take him out of there. But try to get him in a Bellevue. Them Bellevue say him not commit serious enough crime. Notice for them say serious enough crime for them take him. Now that him kill
Mm.
him brother, him gonna turn around and chop up him brother. Think him brother was spirit, and them say him commit too serious of a crime for them take him now. So basically what Jamaica have, and by the way, I'm working at the prison system and the justice system for 10 years, as I said. So I see them in the prisons for 10 years, lock up in there, them just charge. Like if a man have mental problem, them not address it. And when he reach stage when he do something way too bad for like them kill somebody on the road, just bring a stone and lick down a man and kill him or chop up a man, them can't go like GP, him the mentally ready for basically plea him can't stand trial because of mental illness, him no know him, them no know him do. So them just institutionalize them and then just stay there for the rest of eternity. And Jamaica literally has absolutely no facility. And them have like very
Totally
few
agree with
keep
you.
like yeah, them
You're
keep
right.
like one yeah, them keep a very small number in me. I'm not trying to finish soon. I'm not trying to take up the whole time. But Bellevue can only accommodate a minuscule, like a really small percentage at the level of mental illness that we have.
Yeah.
So you combine the lack of treatment with the culture where we have of everybody are basically born weed every day.
Mm.
We abuse weed big time, and then access to alcohol like with kids. You see me I say when we migrate and come in a different country can live where we live now, my sister boy, you used to even your father saying you go buy a cigarette or go buy a Guinness or anybody can just go buy anything, any age. You know what I mean? And we don't really recognize all of them party and them chuggy and them beach party, even 10, 20, 13, 14 year old everybody can drink any amount of liquor. But when we live right now, you have to be 21 so you can drink a beer. You still have to so these people recognize, and by the way, if you check it out, these laws are on the books in Jamaica, but no enforcement whatsoever, no comply. No, anybody can sell a little pick anything. And I think the access to the drugs and the dancehall culture and everything will encourage certain things. You never sober, all of these things. Like you're gonna have a case where you don't know drugs that get abused, mental illness and psychosis, directly linked to marijuana. It's a matter I'm not sure she's from marijuana like that because we're gonna split once in a while, I feel like. But the abuse we get up and burn with morning, noon, and night every day. It I go take a adverse
Yeah.
to upon a
Yeah.
large majority of the kids them, and that I tell you, Jamaica manufacture darkness in our level, for one level. Cause it me see all the work for my little brother to when him start burn the weed and stress out and this and that, and he just can't go in a place where he's like we couldn't take him back out of it. And Jamaica just
Mm.
saw watch them are going in another direction. There, I'm really I go try advocate if I want him, I want a platform for do in a life before me left that earth, I have to advocate for people that just mental illness in a Jamaica. You know
You're
what?
right.
Because
I have a brother that is
I think
autistic.
Jamaica out. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, that was a thing. I have a brother that is autistic. Yeah, he's non-verbal autism, right? If people look at him, you wouldn't see that he is mentally ill. But my brother ran away a few times. He got let down a few times. My brother had, like I said, he has non-verbal autism. So with autism, they have times when they throw a tantrum because they don't know how to express themselves. And he will hurt a child. You will hurt people. You will lick you, throw stones. You will do a lot of things. So people are probably consider him as a mad person, right? But he's not. Um, there's not a lot of help when it comes to people with mental illness in Jamaica. It's a serious thing. A lot of people on the roadside is mentally ill because of
That's
drugs,
true.
because they're born that way, and because circumstances and, like you said, depression. Depression is very dangerous. It takes a real fighter to fight depression. Um, so as to say, the Elsha place, my mommy was looking at a place like that for him because he got too serious where she couldn't handle him anymore. But like I said, bodily harm. Like one time I was on the bed sleeping. I don't know what his mind triggered him to do, but he was trying to burn the bed when I was sleeping on. Um, like there's just a lot of things. But there's no one like my brother to me, and there's no one anybody that harms my brother will harm people for my brother. That's how crazy it is because I genuinely know that he's not doing it of himself because he does not know what he's doing, right? Um, as to say this is, and also I fought depression. I was depressed 2017, 2018 to 2019. Um, dark place. Um, what's that?
No, I was just, I'm listening.
Um,
Say something.
yeah, so I was saying very dark place. And it's not a place that I wish for anyone, and I don't think anyone wish it for someone. Um, but like I said, no, there's no facility for people with mental illness at all. And we
Yeah,
classify all mental illness as one.
can I just add, like, I have this friend right now. Her son has autism, and even though there are institutions for them, you have to go through a lot of process before they can actually get inside of the school. And I think that is only with Jamaican system, because in America, they have a lot of institutions over there, and I don't
Mm.
think they have to go through a lot of processing,
No, you
just
have to
like
go through they have to go through their assessment to see what type of autism that
assessment.
they have.
Yeah.
To see what type of autism that they have. My brother was going to a school for mentally disabled individual. Very expensive. These schools are totally expensive. These
And it
schools
shouldn't
are
be
for
that way.
uptown. Like my mommy was a part of a support group and just said that she did not feel at home or at place in that support group because these people are like with the Matalons, those
Oh, yeah.
high people that has kids that are
Mm-hmm.
mentally ill. So when there's treatments that they're giving to their kids, the people that are less fortunate that are in that support group, they're not feeling the support because they cannot afford those treatments. And it's not like they're trying to assist other or accommodate other people that are a part of that support group as well.
Big problem we have, we're not sensitive to it, like we're not educated on it at all. People just say, I'm a madman, and them not understand they have different stages of mental illness where all of we at some point is at a stage of mental illness, you know what I mean? We're never
Yeah.
100% having all our mental faculties top 10 out of 10 going, you know what I mean? But like people have different stages, and it's either the community, like in my brother case, them are gonna just say, "Oh, a madman, I could just rush him and kill him before him do something bad." And you know what I mean? We don't have nowhere to keep them. All right, let me tell you. Every time we get the little boy to get treatment, we have to pay a police officer to basically break the law, just steal some money and just get him to go and kind of forcefully carry him to get treatment. You don't have no training. You call Bellevue, you're powerless. You can't go for yourself. You don't
Yeah.
have nothing in place. You know what I mean? To different people with mental illness. So,
What I think is that, like I
like,
said,
since this year start, the amount of headlines will come out say a
Oh,
madman just shoot, just kill a man, madman take a man, gun, police gun, shoot them, all type of thing are happen with them every day. Literally almost every day.
speaking like that, my cousin was with this guy, and he, for some reason, I don't know what happened. Them said in front of the lizard tail or whatever. I don't understand that concept, but the lizard tail concept or whatever. But in front of the lizard tail, right?
Wicked them man, yeah. Mm.
And him smoke it and him mad. So
Okay.
it's like I said, it was my cousin's ex-boyfriend, and him like she can, you can't really deal with him or whatever, but not treat him bad or anything. But it came to a point where he went to the police station, and I guess him grab
Mm.
off of the policeman gun, and the policeman grabbed the gun and shoot him, kill him.
Mm. Gotcha.
Right? Other
Sorry
situation,
to hear that.
that's what my cousin got dipped from America. And
Mm.
when I deport team, like make your chip because they're
Mm.
just not used to the Jamaican society.
Yeah.
Same done, he got killed. Um, so as the point to say is that is it takes a person that has the will or the drive to make these changes. It takes a person to talk about these things. It takes a society to see that there's an issue and to see how best they can come together as a society
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
change this issue.
The government have to take leadership on this, in my opinion, and
No, sir.
influencers.
Let me tell
People,
you, we can't put
you
everything
know,
on the government.
everything. The government is not doing nothing. The government receive your taxes and they do absolutely nothing. So I cannot say I would never use the word everything. They're not doing. There's not a single institution. There's no institution to keep a person
And
who is
I get that, but what I'm simply
apart from.
saying is that
Mhm.
with Jamaican society, they have to see things being done before they can help.
Don't
So when
you
I
think
said,
these things? I think they see a lot. They have seen a lot.
well,
Every day them the problem.
what I mean by seeing things to get done is that they have to
Yeah.
see a person that is pushing this. They have to see this point or this thing to say that they're going to donate. So it's a bad thing that the government. So like, let's say we here as a group, right? So let's say everyone here, right, decided that we're going to create an outreach program to assist with mental illness, right? You use the different social media platforms. You reached out to get sponsorship, so on and so forth, right? And you see that you're getting clout from it. Two, you see that people are coming into it and people are talking about it and people are doing this and doing this. That's when the initiative is being pushed, that's when the government steps in and feel as if that they can help. Like I said, it's a bad thing for that the government is doing that. But everything in Jamaican concept and everything at Jamaican they do that's how they do it. So let's say you come
Yeah.
out as you start with social media, you start with funny content on social media, right? You start build up your fandom or your fans or your followers. And that's how you get endorsement. These are companies feel as if like they
Yeah, but
need
that
to.
that to me though, I understand your point, but just in quick to respond, like you can't, that cannot be the case, and that's why we have to demand more than that from the government. Because look at it now, like if we have a ministry of health, and we see where, as a result of lack of healthcare to these set of people, are resulting in so much death. Like so many people die because of this. Them themselves dead all the time. And then you have another hundreds of life that could have been restored and put back into society, being brought into a prison where a peer murderer did it. Them only ever go themselves either dead or rotten or come out back. You never come out back. And them say people like that, they say they're on the Governor General's pleasure. So unless they miraculously just get up one day in the prison and just heal without no treatment or intervention or little to no intervention, you're gonna just get the whole idea they just send them to prison to rotten. And the one them gonna reach a prison yet them wait for them to do something serious enough to put them in there. That's the plan. So
You're right,
definitely,
and that's bad.
yeah,
And that's bad.
yeah, we
That's
have to
very
take the leadership.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I think
But when
ministry,
it
but we
comes to
have to
like
demand more
mental
from.
clinics and things like that, the government can do so much, but no more. As a society, like I
Yeah,
said, as a society in itself, in terms of you and I as a person, should know that this is what is causing our community or the country to be like this, and we want the change, and we
yeah,
ourselves would have to take and make that change.
yeah. It's bad.
So
True.
big people like people that have money, some of them are willing to donate. If they see a good cause, they will donate. So if you want this
Oh,
little
I
thing,
that's why I plan, Me literally have to go create a place for my brother can go, Him done
yeah,
commit murder already. Him done a prison. And me and my other two little brother were there here. Our life, um, like cause I to find a place and use the same idea to get corporate support behind it. Because we cover the entire country, there's nothing. There's nowhere. There's not one single place
that is correct. There's
to go
nothing
about
in this.
prison.
Yeah,
There's
that's
Yeah.
true.
nothing.
I will
We
move
definitely
on.
have to do a part two because it's a very interesting topic and there's so much things to cover. We
Yeah, it was
definitely,
very interesting for real.
yeah, we might not think that mental health doesn't go across the board, but it does. It does go across the board because we all use our brains. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this panel. We're definitely going
You're
to have
welcome, Philip.
to, but have to make
Anytime.
sure